Happy Sabbath to all the boys and girls in there. This is your Auntie Van again, and I'm so glad to see all of you this blessed Sabbath day. For the past 4 weeks, we have been reciting and listening to stories about the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is like a real fruit because each of them is special and different. As we grow and learn about Jesus, the Spirit will give us more and more fruit, and we become like Jesus. So when God and others look at our trees, which is our life, they should see nothing but the fruit that we bear. And you can see it in our text today. I wonder what fruit has been left for us today. Can you help me, kids? I will tell you a story, and after which, tell me, what fruit are we talking about? Are you ready? Now please put your hands on your lap and lend me your ears. Today, I'll tell you a story about a dog named Preta. Just as church service is about to begin, a dog slips past the greeter and makes her way toward the front. The people sitting in the pews watch her walk by, but they don't seem to be alarmed by the dog's presence. In fact, they seem to be expecting her. "Here comes Preta!" the children whispered excitedly. Preta finds her usual spot up front and sits and waits for the service to begin. When the worshippers stand, Preta also stands. And when they sit, Preta also sits. If you had been standing outside Preta's home in Sobrado, Portugal, at 5 o'clock that morning, you would have seen Preta leaving her house and heading for the church. Why does she leave so early at 5 o'clock in the morning? Because she has a long way to go, about 16 miles by foot. That's about 24 kilometers. And how many hours does it take for her to walk? Well, it will take her about 5 hours to walk one way. Preta remains in her place until the service ends. Then she gets up and walks 25 kilometers again back home. Occasionally, she'd get a ride from someone she knows. Preta doesn't go to church because her owners do, but she does it on her own for several years. Perhaps she has been attending church when she was a stray. What an unusual dog! Regardless, the next Sabbath at 5 o'clock in the morning, Preta would be on the road again, walking to church. So, children, can you tell me the fruit now? What fruit is fit for the story today? Yes, it's about faithfulness. Are we as faithful as attending church as Preta? If a mere stray dog could be as faithful to God in attending Sabbath services, how can we not be as faithful as that when God has blessed us with so many wonderful things in life? I'd like to think that we are, and I'm sure you probably don't have to walk 25 kilometers, especially now that you just have to turn on your TV and your cell phones for the live stream. I'm sure you always look forward to stories, right? So Galatians 5 verses 19 to 26 is about fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace. This type of character should enclose and surround us. Patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. This fruit should be the behavior toward others. And then we have the last two. We have goodness and faithfulness. This fruit should describe our inner values. This should be innate, that we are good to others and we have faithfulness as well. Now let's look at the biblical meaning of faithfulness. Faithfulness means being faithful, steadfast, loyal, being true to your promise. Have you ever promised somebody? Then we should be faithful to our promise as well. It's putting God first, or others first, and staying loyal and true to family, friends, and loved ones. Now let's run through the lessons, Bible lessons of faithfulness. We have a lot of faithful ones in the Bible. Let's remember Daniel. He was arrested and thrown into the lion's den for being faithful to God. But the Almighty God looked after his faithfulness, and Daniel did not even get a scratch from the lions. When Daniel's 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were thrown into fiery furnace, God rewarded their faithfulness, and they were not burned, not even smelling smoke. Sometimes, moms, dads, kids, sometimes our worst experiences bring out the best in us. Just like when Job lost all his possession, his children, and even got sick with a boil, and he might have smelled so bad that his wife would have worn a mask if it were today, and his wife would have said, "Hey Job, why don't you curse your God? Look at you." But Job did not give up on his faith. He remained faithful to God, and God rewarded his faithfulness with wealth, and God gave him the best and the most beautiful children in the land. Let's remember Ruth. After her husband died and her mother-in-law urged her to go back home, Ruth said, "Don't tell me to leave you, mother. Where you go, I will go. Your God will be my God." And Ruth chose to remain faithful with her mother-in-law, and because of her faithfulness, God took care of the rest of her life. And although a Moabite and an alien in Israel, she became part of the lineage of Jesus. So she became one of the grandmothers of Jesus. Wow, what a prize for faithfulness. Children, moms and dads, when we are faithful, we honor God and allow Him to work in our lives. When we are faithful, our faithful God will take care of our needs, may it be physical, spiritual, or material needs. When we remain faithful to God, even in death, He will give each one of us a crown of life. One day, God will say, "Well done, Gob and Levan. Well done, Audrey and Casey. You have been faithful, Star, Cloud, and Sunny." What a promise to each one of you. We hope that the stories in the last 5 Sabbaths have blessed you as much as it did to me. Our Sabbath today concludes the Fruit of the Spirit series, and next Sabbath we will start on a new set of exciting series of stories. Please don't miss it, kids, and we hope to see you again next Sabbath. Happy Sabbath!